So, I just got back from watching Jurassic Fallen Kingdom, and I gotta say, oh my goodness, that was a great movie. First off, the concept. So, all the animals are dying, the island's gonna explode, everything's gonna fall into ruin. Sure, it's a good premises, and overall, one that I could accept while I was watching it. You could actually feel the sense of everything is finishing, everything is gonna fall apart, the island's gonna explode, everything is gonna be over. However, because there's a very big scene with a tribunal or just overall a conclave of people deciding the future of the dinosaurs, and because it's a private resort, the government of the United States is like, oh, we cannot go there and save the animals because it's not our place, even though, well, it was people from the supposedly United States that created those animals, so they have, or they should have, authority, and, well, it goes against all the legislation that they have, yada 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 yada, whatever. It's a conundrum of moral dilemmas. Like, this movie is a moral dilemma in itself. It's a kind of movie that if you take someone to watch it with you, and if by any means necessary you guys have a different opinion, you are going to fight with one another. This is a movie you go to watch if you want to fight with someone. It's an absolute impossibility to get off this movie with the same opinion, because it's not one moral dilemma, it's several. It's the moral dilemma of should the island... Well, the island's going to explode anyway, but the animals that are there, should they be saved or not? They had their chance in terms of, like, being alive in the history of our world and our planet. They were extinct and, well, they have a second chance now, but we brought them back, or the scientists in the movie brought them back, and you can see a bit of narcissism in that. If I try to make my point clear, we bask, or at least they basked in the glory of creation, to be like, we can create life now. And it's like, you can create your children, you can create your life, but can you or should you extend that control or power over to something else? Like, the moral dilemma of creation that happens in the movie itself, it goes to that, but it goes much more beyond that, because they create a new generation of Indo dinosaurs. In this case, instead of a T-Rex, which was on the first movie, they create the Velociraptor, so an Indo Raptor, I think that's the name that they used. And I can't say I fully grasped the sense of it being a worthy successor to the Indo T-Rex? Indominus Rex. Because it's a much more less scale of greatness. The Indominus Rex was gigantic. You could feel the presence in the room. This creature, the raptor, you can sense how dangerous it is. It's different kinds of predators, but in both cases you can feel the danger, you can feel everything else, but it's toned down in terms of greatness, and that can rub people off in the wrong way. So I don't know if they could have switched maybe the creations from the first movie to the second movie. Maybe in the first one present the Indo Raptor, and in this one present the Indominus Rex. It would create a sense of ascension and not, well, descension, in a sense. Something else I want to point out. The moral dilemma that shows up at the end of the movie. Yes, this is spoilers. If you don't want to listen to this, just please log off. At the end of the movie, there is a moral dilemma that the characters, the main guy, the main girl, everyone, including the little girl, has to pick between letting the dinosaurs live or letting the dinosaurs die. And you are sitting down there in the middle of the theater and you get pulled into the scene and you're like, what should you do in that sense? Because these animals are out of their time. They're gonna clash with people and they will not know what to expect. Like, some are probably gonna attack people, others are gonna just defend themselves, but they're still gonna attack, even if by defense, but people won't understand that. So it's concerning to think that the easier decision would be to just, well, let them pass away, let them die. But in the terms of just overall, they let the dinosaurs loose. Is it a good choice? You don't know. And there is a very ominous speech at the end of the movie that we are now in Jurassic World. But how much are we in Jurassic World? Honestly. Because at most, you get like 20 to 30 dinosaurs. And most of them, at least as far as we know, they can't reproduce. Like Blue, the raptor, the main raptor, which is the only one alive, she is supposedly, and according to the lore of the movie, the last of her kind. So is the T-Rex, so is the many of the other dinosaurs. They're just one, tops two of a few species. So a well-organized group could basically just take care of that in the sense of either capture them, kill them, whatever you want to call it. But how much of the ending are we in? We are now in Jurassic World. Like, I don't know. Unless they actually managed to bring back the Indo Raptor, because we see them just putting a bunch of eggs, a bunch of blood samples away. So I guess scientists will bring the whole species back and just try to, in a way, weaponize it and try to go an all-out world war between humans and dinosaurs or something like that. I don't know. They're trying to go, in a sense, with this in like, okay, we started something, it went bad, but this bad has a beauty to it, so it should be preserved. But when the actual preserve gets put in place, you can't contain life. And like in the first ever Jurassic World, the guy that was also in this movie said, life finds a way. But like the species of the dinosaurs that fly, they won't be stranded. They will just fly off wherever they want to, and you can't really do much about it. And they are carnivores, so they will attack either fish or animals or even people. Should you just get rid of the carnivores and keep the herbivores somewhere? And who should keep them? In the sense of global, like everyone should have access to them in a sense. But these kind of animals, because of how massive they are and how big they are, they won't stay in the same place. An island, like it was, well, but put for the scenario in the first movie, was perfect because there is a circle of land and there's water, and most of these animals can't swim. But how the fudge are they going to take care of the giant crocodile that shows up at the end of the movie? There's a giant crocodile in the ocean that can basically kill anything or anyone. So how are they going to take care of that? And like, how are they going to take care of the T-Rex? Because you see the T-Rex basically screaming at a lion, so I imagine that he's actually, or she, it's a she, she's actually in a city at the moment. So I'm like, you can create a lot of panic and a lot of chaos, but at the end of the day, the premises of the movie is good, but the reality, supposedly of the situation is that if anyone is gonna finish off civilization, if it's 20 something animals, I don't think so. It should be a sense of like the panic of dinosaurs just flying or moving around, which will basically put the entire structure in chaos because, oh my god, what do we do now? And people who basically go on a frenzy and just go to the dinosaurs and try to capture them or kill them or whatever. Look, overall, is it a good movie? Yes, it's a good movie. Is it well done and well executed? Yes. The guy, the girl, the doctor, the funny guy that's there just for comical reasons, they're good, but at the end of the day, they're very plain for a character. Like, when you see the operation that Blue has because she was shot at, like, I could feel that under my skin. I got emotional. It was so well done. You could really feel for that animal, well, metaphorical animal. But at the end of the day, it's a wild animal and it will want to be out in the open, and that's what happens. It doesn't stay with the main actor guy, it just goes away and says goodbye. And a part of you is like, damn, I really wish they could stay together, but another part of you is like, well, it's a wild animal, it should be free. But there is too much discussion and too much moral dilemmas to be going on here. Should these animals be dead or alive? Should they remain in captive or just overall allowed to remain free? Because there's no environment for them. They existed in a time where most of the planet was covered in forests and just overall foliage. So what's going to happen to them, and how are they going to be able to coexist with humans when, well, if you put together a human and a dinosaur, the dinosaur wins by tenfold, unless the person is armed or something. Even so, they are trained, in a sense, naturally trained to defend themselves or to actually kill whoever stands in their way, because that's how wild animals are. Just leave your comments down below. Thank you so much for listening and have a good day.